Hi guys, welcome to another video and happy to have you. Yes, as you have seen, the topic, the promise have come to a final chapter, and I just want to say thank you all for your support, for your love, and for your continue, texts that you have been sending, whether those that know me personally by WhatsApp or in the comment section. Thank you. You guys have made the story come alive. You had took it off the pages and made the characters become real. I know about you, but so far, Tessa and Ben and their family and community, yes, it have all seemed as if we're all friends and we know each other because of how well your support have been. Welcome, Natural Life with Althea. Thank you. Yes, so as you see, welcome, sis. As you see, we have come to the final chapter of the promise. And tonight, of course, it is mixed feeling because I feel like I know these characters, that like they're person that I'm rubbing shoulders with and everything, but we know that every good thing have to come to an end. So other things can be reborn. So yes, thanks again for all the support. Meanwhile, I'm reading, I won't be able to communicate with the chat. But of course, after finish up the story, then we can wrap for maybe a 5 or 10 minutes, or according to how much you want to talk about it. So without itching, let's get right into the finale of the promise. Few weeks before he had gone missing, the small village clinic stood sturdier now than it ever had. Freshly painted walls and steady flow of patients filled its rooms daily, and at the heart of it all was Ben. Not just a physician, but as the doctor the community have longed prayed for. It was what his parents, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, had always dreamt for him, that their son would not only live to better himself, but return with knowledge, strength, compassion to heal the people that raised him. With Tessa organizing community outreach, Ashley assisting with maternity outreach, and Julie, of course, lending her own sharp administration skills, the clinic began to take shape as more than a small outspot. Samuel and Michael, ever resourceful help, sourced donations and funding, and soon whispers turned into real plans. The clinic would grow into a hospital, a place not just survival, but of hope. One quiet evening, Ben walked up the steps of his childhood home, now much quieter with time, yet still holding the warmth of the countless meals and lessons. He sat across from his mother and father, both older now, with pride gleaming in their eyes. "Thank you," said Ben, simply, his voice thick, "for everything, for taking me in when you didn't have to, for raising me like your own, for pushing me to believe in myself, even when I wanted to give up. I am the man I am today because of you both." Mr. Jones wiped Mrs. Jones wiped her eyes with the edge of her apron, while Mr. Jones gave a firm nod. He had never been a man of many words, his voice low and steady. We only gave you what was already in you, son. You did the rest. And now look at you, giving it back to everyone. That's the greatest gift you could give us, said Mr. Jones. Ben bowed his head, overcome, realizing that this moment that the promise had carried for so long had not only been kept but multiplied, a blessing to his family, his village, and his own heart. But nothing could prepare Ben and the community for the days ahead. A heavy night, present present day. Despite their efforts, nothing surfaced. That night, Tessa found Ben pacing the porch, his phone in his hand, but unused. She stepped into the cold air, wrapping her arms around him from behind. We'll find him, she whispered. Ben exhaled shakily. What if we're too late, Tess? She turned him to face her, her gaze steady. Greg is strong. Whatever he's facing, he's holding on. We'll get to him. But he needs to know we won't stop looking for him. He knows how much we care about him, not just as a friend, but as family. He is now Alana's godfather, and he have always been there since she was born. And I don't believe that he will stop caring now. Something must have happened, or knowing Greg, he's in a rough patch and he doesn't want to show his vulnerability. So maybe, just maybe, he's off somewhere trying to sort himself out. Ben's jaw tightened, but her words anchored him. He kissed her forehead. Then we don't stop, not until we bring him home, he got the courage to say. That night, under the same stars that stretch across oceans, the family's vow deepened. Greg was missing, for sure, yes, he was. But he was not lost, at least not to them. The community seemed to be in a rut, but the Allen knows, they can feel it in their gut that something is off, but they will not allow themselves to go to the worst. And soon their search would carry them further than they imagined. Weeks turned into months, and still no word, no trace. At first, hope had driven them, long nights, whispered prayers, posters stuck to every wall and every community. But in the Lord, they kept on hoping for the best. Exhaustion had set in, yet in their weakness and weariness, something unexpected grew. Neighbors who were once quarreled now broke bread together. Friends who had drifted now lean on one another. Couples bruised by grief and sleepless worry held each other closer. The loss of Greg from the community had left a hollow ache. Nevertheless, it had also stitched the community together in a way that nothing else had. They had decided if no news came, they would not let despair unravel them. They would stand together and stand stronger for themselves and for everyone they know. The final chapter. A year had slipped by with the quiet rhythm of the seasons. The Allen's house hold no longer anger or sadness to that extent. It was filled with the restless nights of babies, no more babies crying, or nervous conversation of young love and shaky beginnings. It was filled now with the laughter of children running about the hallways and the steady heartbeat of a family that had weathered the storms together and found their strength. Ben stood at the edge of the small grove garden at the grave, his doctor's coat tucked under his arm, the evening breeze brushing through his hair. Beside him stood Tessa, their hands clasped tightly, as if they're trying to anchor each other. Ayana, now a bright-eyed little girl, with her mother's smile, tugged at her dad's hand curiously. Brent, older, taller, a young man growing steadily into his own, stood solemnly with Nyla at his side. Behind them, the circle of family stretched wide. Julie and Michael, stronger than ever, their eyes full of quiet peace. Ashley and Samuel, with their little daughter, toddling around her mom's ankle, laughter spilling from both of them as they watched. Daniel and Laura, Daniel's second wife, had come too with her kids. With Laura kids, they all grown up as well so fast, edging to the age group to Tessa, banding together the new and the old. Granddad Flynn, that old rascal that is the life of the party in the community, on his cane as usual, his voice deep with prayer as he blessed the family together. Even Tessania, Ben's sister, who lives in Jamaica with her husband and two adult children, now adults, had flown in for the gathering. Her warm voice filled the air with stories of back home, Jamaican stories and their rhythms that lights up the room. However, for Ben, this moment was not about the present noise of family. It was about the quiet promise he had made long ago. They reached at the graveside. They reached her resting place, a single headstone, shaded by an old almond tree. Ben's throat tightened as he bent down, brushing away a stray leaf from the tomb. Aunt Gwen, he murmured, his voice carrying both the strength of the man he had become and the ache of the boy he once was. I kept my promise, Auntie. Tessa's hand rested on his shoulder, steadying him. Ayana crouched down beside the headstone, her small fingers tracing the curve, the letters she could not read as yet. Brent stepped forward, laying a single with single white rose on the grave. I didn't leave the village forever like I once thought I had to, Auntie, Ben whispered. But I made something of myself. I became the man I said I would. I came back, not to die here, but to live here, to heal here, to raise a family that knows where they come from, said Ben. He drew a deep breath, emotion thick in his voice. You raised me when no one else could. You taught me how to hope when hope felt impossible. And every step I have taken, his voice broke, was because you believe in me, Aunt. He swallowed hard, his eyes stinging. Thank you, Aunt Gwen. You were a hard woman, but you love in such a tough way that even the most callous of person would sure to feel. Thank you for never letting me give up on myself. Ben beckoned to his family to come closer. Ayana, Brent, he tried to restore his voice. This is your Aunt Gwen. She gave me the strength to stand here today. She'll be proud to meet you both. Ayana tilted her head, whispering, Hi, Aunt Gwen, with innocence of a child. Brent, taller now, nodded respectfully, his eyes serious. She'll be proud of you, Dad, he said quietly. Ben's heart swelled. He wrapped an arm around both of them, pulling them close. His voice cracked. I wanted you to see them, to know that even in all the loss, something beautiful came, that we are okay, that your sacrifices were not in vain, said Ben, wiping the tear from his eyes. Tessa crouched beside him, laying her hand on his. We are more than okay. We are blessed, she whispered with a smile. Ben nodded in agreement as the tears stinging his eyes. He pulled his nose. Yes, we are. We have made something beautiful, he said. As he tried to wipe the tears away, Mrs. Jones came closer and put an arm around him. Mr. Jones squeezed his shoulder, showing support, as Grandon Flynn could not help himself and began to stamp his cane to the ground for comfort, to push back the tears that were behind his already watered eyes. Later that night, after Alana was asleep and Brent tucked into his books, Ben and Tessa sat together on the porch, the moonlight soft across the yard. Ben exhaled, staring into the darkness. I keep thinking about Greg, about how we never found him. It's been a year, one whole year. What could we have done to him? Tessa leaned her head on his shoulder. Maybe he didn't want to be found, Ben. Maybe it was what he needed, a way to breathe, to find himself. We can't know the reasons, but she sighed. She squeezed his hand. I believe he's somewhere safe, sorting things out. Ben was quiet, then nodded. Yeah, maybe one day, near or far, We will see him again. The night folded gently around them, neither heavy nor empty, just quiet and peaceful. Ben closed his eyes, his wife beside him, his children under the same roof, and the promise of tomorrow steady in his chest. He took comfort in knowing that all his other friends, they have found it important to always check in and always to stay close. The whole absence of Greg have given them a newfound meaning of what family and community really means. And with that, the promise was fulfilled. The end. And guys, I just want to say thank you again. We have come to the final chapter of the promise. And it's a little bittersweet, to be honest. You know, Think It Enterprise. Vote for Ben to become prime. You guys, not easy at all. Alta said, light down. Thank you, Althea. Think It not easy. Remember to drop a like. Thank you, Think It Real as an Even. Welcome everyone. Welcome, Real as an Even Enterprise. They're hailing each other. Bless you, Althea. Think It Enterprise, Real as an Even, and anyone else who have came in but didn't stay, who will come in later. Yes, so the final chapter of the promise. Guys, what do you think happened to Greg? What is this about? The story have come to its final chapter and Greg just decided to up and missing like that. I know it has been an year, 1 year. What is happening? Well, stay tuned to see what comes next. Welcome, Sharon. Happy to have you as well. Thank you for coming in. Yes, and thank you for the thumbs up, guys. So, share your thoughts. The promise have come to its final chapter. We have seen that the parents sound like you're giving up clues. No. Ben have kept his promise. We have seen where he thinking we have seen where Ben have kept his promise that he have made to his grandaunt, his auntie, the children's grandaunt, and that he would not stay poor in the village and die there like they did. And if you have been following the story, the family, his late family, his mom and his dad, even on their sick bed, they have made certain arrangements that have afforded him to go to university and all of these things. So they did make some sacrifices for him not to really die poor and forsaken like they did. And to the mere fact that he have really left the community of Ohio and he went to Boston. Yes, I think so too. Think it said they will be proud, very proud of him. Honestly, I think, if there is any such thing, they said, as the spirit lingers and protect you and your family, looking down from heaven, which in whichever way, they would be really proud of him because he went to Boston and he did study. He did well, even though he started his life pretty early in his studies, where he took unto him a wife, a young lady that he couldn't let slip through his hands. He had also come to know the Lord, which he was so keen and so sure that he wanted nothing to do with this God because he had taken his family away from him so young. But never say never also. And the moral of the story is that sometimes we say we'll never do things, but it's just the lack of the understanding of what that is that we have not yet found out about those things that we have taken vows we'll never do. So never say never. Think it said he didn't squander his inheritance. Beautiful. Gotta think it, you're watching, man. That's true. He didn't squander his inheritance. At first, guys, he didn't want that inheritance because he felt bitter and betrayed. Like the money that caused his parents to be deceased, that was invested, that afforded him now to go to university and to build a better life. He saw that money as resentment. And there he said he didn't want it, but he have to went back on his word and take it after he got over the bitterness and realized that, you know what, my parents went to hell to be able to do this for me. So he embraced it, and it helped him to be more financially grounded, and he did make something of himself, become a, you know, a surgeon and all of that. So, and what was again, neurosurgeon, yeah. And he went to even study further, and now he's running the clinic that was handed down to him. Well, he worked, not really dropping his lap, but he proved himself from the Joneses, who had, you know, fostered him, cared for him. That promise was made also to his parents by the Joneses, that they would have looked after him. They would have invested the money they left, and when he become a certain age, they promised that they would have turned it over him. And the Joneses are good, credible people also that did exactly as they promised to his late parents. Yeah, big up the Joneses. We could do well with some more Joneses in this real world. And though they wanted children, and that wasn't in the cards for them biologically, but they took Ben in, love and care for him as their very own flesh. And here it was today, he made each and every one of them proud. Not only become a doctor from nothing, you understand? And when I say nothing, though he have inheritance, I meant he was the first in his family, you know. And if you should trace it, maybe the only one in his family, because there wasn't any other family member apart from his sister that the father had outside, that they met. And come on, guys, you have to go watch those videos, you know, and see where this story come from. It's coming from far, guys, really far. And God be praised for each and every one of you who have also helped this story to reach here, because it's your encouragement. Sometimes the text that you leave under the videos and the opinions you shared on the live, think it said, it's a beautiful story. Thank you, think it. Yeah, you know, no self-praise really, but thank you guys. I've heard it from you, think it, and others as well. So I strongly believe, and I really do enjoy it, even though I'm the one writing it, to be honest. It took on a life of its own, like I was saying, because of you guys. You will share your opinions and you will talk about them. Bless up, natural life with Altia. Bless up, sis. Me see I go on with this stuff, Lord. I saw St. Mary nice. All of the breadfruit and the fruits and these things. But anyway, let me stay on topic liquor. But you go on with the stuff, Altia. Liking it. With the juices I am making so. Yeah, you know. It's awesome, man. Thanks. You have made it meaningful. This story, I think you're laughing. This story, you see, guys, it could have been ended a long time ago. But you see, the more that we talk about the characters, and even Michael, oh my God, God bless his soul. Michael have come a long way. Michael Madden in that story, that guy, all through university, he would have eat out poor Ben out of house and land and give problem, but he grow. Yes, Mike. But he grew, he really grew, got married, and though his wife, Mike is my favorite. Me no think it, me no say I like Mikey, share his credit. He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. We can't go around it. He give his own little problem, but his heart is in the right place. And I'm happy that, you see, Ben, his community is made up of all personality. Not just goody person, but persons that ruffles the feather and need little smooth down. They bring their flavor to the community of Ohio too. Because Michael gets his match. Julie, she's a little what do I call it? She's a handful, but she's a beautiful soul also. Everybody cannot be Tessa and Ashley. Even though Ashley, she know, easy when she ready too. Ashley cool. And we know Tessa, she flavorful. Tessa have come a long way too. Because Tessa was this Bible pumping, holy than thou. Me not say nothing wrong with it, but she have gotten a little more rounded because of the community around her. She have let down her hair a little and all this thing. But, guys, yes. we're going to end this video right now, 30 minutes. Thank you all for being here. For those who are new here, thank you. Appreciate each and every one of you. You can go back and check out the previous videos because they're there for you to watch. Thanks for the thumbs up. You know, they're there for you to watch, and you may just find your own characters in the story that you're taking on to. Maybe you can identify with maybe one and two of them, you know. But yeah, really, the thing though is just it ends in a way that everyone is okay. But I do wonder, you know, what's up with Greg? You know, why did he dish them for dirt the way he did? But it's life. You do win some and you do lose some. But with that being said, guys, final chapter, of course. Is this the end of Simply Michelle story time? No, 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 no. We have more coming your way. All the best, Michelle. Thank you, Sharon March. Thank you. Thank you. Bless you. We have more coming your way. So stay tuned. You know, stay tuned. Keep on the lookout for the next story and what it's about. And let us see what's happening. All right. So thanks again, guys. And like I always say, Philippians 4 verse 13. I can do all things through Christ who strengtheneth me. So whatever you find to do it to the best of your ability. Bye-bye. Love and appreciate you all.